Another great day, another great moment for our country, Liberia. A wonderful, wonderful afternoon from the nation's capital, Monrovia, specifically on the UN Drive opposite the BTC barracks, where we broadcast on the assigned frequency of 95.9. And of course, we can only do these things together. My name is Morris Desmond, and of course, the program is Inside Liberia on Kia Radio, Kia FM, streaming live from the nation's capital, Monrovia. It's a wonderful Wednesday afternoon in Liberia. Political atmosphere seems very hilarious. The weather is a little bit cloudy. Yeah, but the people can say after the rain, the sun will shine, right? So yeah, we are very sure that the sun will shine. It's a wonderful, of course, what a wonderful, wonderful. Folks, welcome wherever you are. It's great to be here. It's wonderful to have you as well. Shortly, we take few world news, one from the world, one from Africa, and then we'll come to talk about all of the rolling issues in Liberia. Specifically, we start with the conversation we've been having with our Kia Humanitarian Foundation. So we do that. Then we talk about the rolling issues. Today's Wednesday, so we will end at 5:15, 5:20, to give way to another radio program, A New Beginning. Very sure that's the name of the program, A New Beginning. That will come on your radio at 5:30. So with Wednesdays and Fridays, it's always going to be like that. Whenever we will utilize the time, we'll talk about the issues that matter to our country. So welcome. It is the biggest thing on radio. And of course, we are glad to be. Those of you watching us on the social media, we have some little problem with the internet, but yeah, we are still. My producer is still working on it. He's tirelessly working, making sure that. But you can find us. You can get us live on Kia Communications Network, live on Facebook. So those of you who want to look at the program live on the radio. Banking structure also serves as legal advisor for the opposition Venti Venezuela party. He is the latest person with a link to the opposition to be seized in the aftermath of last month's presidential election. This government, the government of President Nicolas Maduro, has detained more than 2,400 people over the past months, creating what the UN call a climate of fear. Venti Venezuela said unidentified men have seized Mr. Rookie by force and his whereabouts were unknown. Rights group proven has Rights group Povia has warned that political prosecution in Venezuela has been intensifying since the 29th of July this year, the day that the government controller, National Electoral Commission, the CNE, declared President Maduro the election winner, while the C said that Mr. Maduro had won a third consecutive term in office with 52% of the vote. It fails to provide details tallies from the polling stations to back up its announcement. The opposition has disputed the CNE's results, saying the copies of voting tallies had gathered on election night shows that its candidate, Imundu Gonzili, won 67% of the votes compared to Mr. Maduro's 30%. Good. So we'll move on to Africa. And it seems as though the Buhaha, election Buhaha in Venezuela is far from ending. Still searching for bits and pieces of news for you from Africa specifically. We'll take one from Africa, then we come to talk about all of the issues. Those of you on the social media, those of you watching us live on Facebook, you can share the video and leave your comments live on our stream, and we will have them read out for you. Tell us where you're watching us. It will definitely recognize you right here. It's a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. So let's jump into South Africa. South Africa investigates alleged 7 billion corruption at state-owned companies. This is huge, though. South Africa has active investigations into alleged corruption totaling more than 7 billion at some of its top state-owned companies. According to a report published Tuesday by the National Anti-Graft Unit, the investigations are not new, and some have been running since 2018. And all of them were cited by the Special Investigative Unit, the SIU. In a report to plenary committee to give updates on the status of the probes, those investigations involve 6 state-owned businesses, parks and rail companies, Transnet, arms company, Daniel Power Utility, ESCOM, the National Lotteries Commission, the National Airlines, South African Airlines and Airways, and Passenger Rail Company, the CASA, all being investigated. We are still in South Africa. Around 60 suspicious contracts and hundreds of cases of conflict of interest and other alleged corruption worth nearly 4 billion of public money are under investigation at Transnet alone, according to the report. I mean, one company is accounting for over $4 billion. That is a lot. And that is why the South African economy has struggled over the years. Since this year started, it's been very, very, very bad for the South African companies and the economy there. But let's look at a few more. Also, there are nearly 40 other ongoing investigations into alleged corruption involving different state-run businesses and the national and provincial government departments worth billions more dollars. More investigators have been finalized by the SIU ahead of being made public. The SIU unveiled scales of corruption over 15 years. So these investigations have been rolling since almost 15 years ago. There are allegations of widespread corruption over lucrative government contracts during the administration of former President Jacob Zuma, who led Africa's most advanced economy for 9 years before stepping down in 2018 because of the allegations of corruption. When I come back to talk the issues that matter to Liberia, and of course, we want to welcome all of you, those of you that are here with us. Those of you that are here with us, we've come to talk about the issues, and of course, welcome. Those of you live are watching us live. You can leave your comments on the live stream, and we will recognize your calls. And that is it. So this is Kia Radio 95.9, and we are coming to you from the center of the capital city of Monrovia. And, we encourage those of you who have businesses and we give you our consent that our station can advertise your products, advertise your goodies and those things that you have a boutique. You want us to advertise your different wares that you have. You can just call on us. We can do it. Maybe you have a restaurant and you think business is not going too well. We can advertise that. Any business you think about, we can definitely advertise your business. All you need to do is just come to our office, claim the stairs, ask, and you'll be taken to the proper authorities. They will sit there. They will have you seated, and they will explain to you our rates. Very, very cheap. We have the cheapest rate in the country. Very cheap. When I say cheap rate, we are not like other media institutions that they are so particular about a lot of profiteering. For us, we're concerned about the little to promote your business. So you got nothing to worry about. Good. We have a conversation about the Care Humanitarian Foundation and how we were able to see this organization, this foundation, and it was through the instrumentality of Mr. Christopher Kier, who birthed this dream, and he decided to give back. I gave you the historicity yesterday on how this whole dream started and how he envisioned to help Liberians poor, struggling Liberians, people who cannot feed themselves, who cannot help themselves due to the economic situation of the country. It's not that they are lazy, no. It's just because of the economic conditions in the country. So Mr. Christopher Kier and his team, they've decided to help you this foundation, Kier Humanitarian Foundation, and we are very grateful to the entire team. Let me also use this time to say, I don't know what time it is in the United States, but it is in the morning. I want to say good morning to them. It's in the night. I want to say good evening. It is in the afternoon. I want to say good afternoon to them. There, we're talking about the General, Mr. Kishan, talking about Mr. George Sibo, talking about the CEO himself, Mr. Christopher Kier, and the entire team and those of you who are working along with him in silence. We want to say we want to say thank you so much for making it possible. Uh, there are several work that have been done to so concerned about humanity. He's so much concerned about humanity on how he can help change the paradigm on how Liberians can be able to benefit from his good gesture. And I'm very sure that the impactation of what he has started is being felt by the ordinary Liberians who wake up in the morning and they see their communities being flooded and they have nothing extra to do. But this organization, this foundation, is very concerned about sanitation, very concerned about health, very concerned about education, very concerned about agriculture. These pillars are the fundamental thing that is just like that. No, there is a full swing dream that is being actualized and has been set into motion. And some of the things that have been set into motion is the Kia Communications Network that you're hearing us transmitting to you on our assigned frequency of 95.9. It is the dream of the foundation that brought this station to birth. And so this foundation is so unique in a way that we have very important pillars, of the foundation. And these pillars are very vital to economic growth in our country. If we must grow our country, agriculture must be the order of the day. And we have already started, just the way the internet looks. Can we load some of the photos? Let's see whether we can load some of the photos for you. We've already started, the foundation have already started doing something. You see this house on the screen, those of you who are looking at the screen, looking at us live, was a house that had issues, leakages, falling flat to the ground, and this was built by the foundation, by the Kia Humanitarian Foundation, with support from directly from the foundation So that will always be done. Let's move on. Yeah. So those of you, yeah. So you see there the team out there giving back to our people through the ingenuity of our illustrious CEO, Mr. Christopher Kier, and you see there, you see Agro Ore, you see rice, you see parts of Vita. So they've been giving to people, you know, uh, during the 26 season. These people benefited, uh, families benefited. It's not just one bag of rice. One bag of rice, going pictures, of different group of people benefiting, each family receiving rare oil and agro oil. So they did not just receive rare oil, but rare oil, agro oil, 2 bags of rice, and some cash donations as well were given for soup can. So if you look at the picture very keenly, here you will see, you want to zoom the picture for us a little bit. Yeah, just zoom it so that the people can see the money. It's not, and you see the money there? Yeah, this is money. So the money was placed, given to them for Sukkot. So yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. So this organization is not just into health, agriculture, and the rest of it. We are into humanitarian services. That is why it's called the Care Humanitarian Foundation. So it's also into humanitarian services in helping our people getting to them via these means, uh, to allow them to benefit from this organization, especially this foundation, especially so when the CEO is very particular about giving back to his people. I mean, this man, I don't know where, that is why, the people have a saying, they say, give us, never lack, right? And that is why God continue to bless he and his continue to open doors for this man. He got businesses running, he got things doing, and so he is a blessing to our country. He's a blessing to a lot of families that are benefited. As we speak to you, there is a project ongoing in the Tuefan community in district number 16. Before reaching the Simport Bridge itself, there's a community there called Tuefan. There's a project ongoing. That project will soon be completed and turned over to the family. They have issues in terms of where they sleep. Their home was under a very deplorable condition. It's being restored by foundation. So too many great things are happening. Only continue to be very grateful to Mr. Christopher here and his team for doing what they're doing. So there will come a time where volunteers will be needed. People who have skills in different areas will be needed, of course. We will have to let you know. If you have a skill in agriculture, you don't have to worry. If you have skills in whatever thing you can help with that could uh, keep our kids in school, and that could give them that leverage, that educational leverage, you can do it. Contact the team, whatever donation you can make. Of course, you can contact the team in the United States. They will be glad to help, so that they can put, there are school going kids in this country who use plastic bags, the black plastic, my business plastic. They use it for book bags. Oh, it's demeaning, really, really demeaning. And you don't want a situation where you have our kids, using plastic bags, to go to school. So you can start up with a little, a few donation of book bags, those of you in the United States, you can help a child. You can help a child go to school. Just reach out to the CEO and say, CEO, we just want to buttress your effort. These things you're doing. I mean, he's doing it single-handedly along with his team, but you a great help. You can reach out to the team, tell them, listen, I know you will not want the help from us, but we want to help a kid, we want to help a child in Liberia. We want to pay a child school fees. How can we do that? We can do it through through your foundation. We can help with effective book bags. How do we do it? Yeah, we can pass through your foundation to have these book bags distributed. You can do it. Once you're in the United States, you're elsewhere, you can help. It is very necessary, very, very necessary. That kid you will help today, that kid will remember you. That kid will pray for you. So all you need to do is to join the team, talk to the CEO, talk to Mr. Kishen, talk to the foundation's president, Mr. George Sibo, and the rest of them, and you can donate whatever you have to help the team. They are not asking you for it, and we understand what is ongoing here, and the foundation will not be able to cater to all of the kids because there are competing priorities. We have projects in the health sector, we have projects in agriculture, we have projects in sanitation, we have projects in humanitarian work, giving back to the people, building homes for them. So when it comes to the educational side, there could be challenges because I know the CEO's dream is to help every child that do not have the hand to go to school this year, but the financial capability might just be a little small to test everybody. So you can be a help. You can be a help. Just get in contact with the team, and you can donate whatever you can donate. Of course, that Liberian child will go back to school. That Liberian child will have uh, the the future that he or she deserves. Learning and going to school is a right. It's not a privilege. It's something that must be given freely. So yes, it is a right. So that is why the CEO and his team, they're doing exceptionally well to making sure that our people uh, can benefit from these great gestures from the Care Humanitarian Foundation. So we show you some very good pictures. These pictures are evidence. They are evidential to prove that we have these things ongoing in our country. And so it is just good that we let you know this. So, um, what do I need to say again concerning the foundation? Okay, so we can, if you want to ask some questions on the foundation, yeah, thank you. We want to ask questions on the foundation pertaining to the foundation. We can open the line shortly before we talk about the ruling issues in the country, or we'll just tie in because we don't have enough time today. So keep your calls. Those of you who want to call to ask about the foundation, you can keep the call. We're about to talk about some of the ruling issues in the country. And of course, right after that, we will open the lines and take your calls. We'll end at 5:15 to give ways to uh, the program, new beginning. Yeah, the new beginning. So it's gonna be a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. So we can do that. We can surely do that. But yeah, we the country is at a place where We all need to have our hands on deck so that country can move forward. The Supreme Court have ruled in a landmark case, very, very big case. I remember the Shadow Musu case has been a very big case in the country from the former regime. Have been a very, very so it's been a very big case. The former regime had this intelligence, and the police, the justice system, thought to prosecute Madam Gloria Musu's for allegedly murdering Shadow Musu. That was the crime then. Went to the lower court. Uh, all the evidence were adduced. The court reviewed the evidence that were brought before the lower court judge, Roosevelt Willie, to sentence Madam Scott, former Chief Justice, and three family members to life imprisonment. And they decided to take an appeal to the Supreme Court, which is very necessary, and it is a part of our legal jurisprudence. It is a part of our legal system. When a lower court rules in certain landmark cases, and you feel injured, or maybe you don't feel good about the court's ruling, the final arbiter of decision making in the country is the Supreme Court. And that is what is referred to as the High Court. So the High Court is mostly interested, and that is why most of our people don't know. And that's why I want to drain you through a little bit about it. But I know some of you have strong feelings, you have different feelings about a decision coming from the court, but we'll give you the time to express yourself on some of the issues that you have with the court ruling. But the Supreme Court has spoken. So whether or not you feel happy about it or not, it is the decision of the Supreme Court. So when you feel aggrieved or you feel cheated, the best place to run is at the Supreme Court. So Madam Scott, lawyer, decided to run to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is interested. You know, maybe other courts and all of the courts in the country are so much interested into evidence-based cases, but the Supreme Court attaches very serious the seriousity of evidence adducement in the court is something that the Supreme Court take into high esteem. That is the first matter on which that court is being set up. It's set up on evidence based. So when you are going to the Supreme Court, you must go to the Supreme Court highly sophisticated. You must go there with evidence, not talking. Evidence can be adduced because the people on the Supreme Court's bench, the justices on the Supreme Court bench, they look at evidence. They are more concerned, they are more interested in evidence. So Madam Scott's lawyer decided to, push over to the Supreme Court. And of course, there were hearings. Then the very people who prosecuted Madam Scott, government lawyers who represented the government, went to the court, and their evidence, begin to, stand up to become faulty. So the evidence that they adduced, the Supreme Court said it was not enough. I'm not making it long because it's just a simple verdict that have been run up. All the other legal ramifications of all of the things that certainly the Supreme Court talked about, how the reports from the pathologists were not corroborating. One pathologist can say different thing, the other pathologist can say different thing. So all of those things were not corroborated. So then the Supreme Court decided that because of the evidence that was brought, or those evidence were not enough to prosecute or to say Madam Scott should remain in prison for lifetime. So the Supreme Court has overturned the lower court's decision ordering the unconditional release of Madam Gloria Mususka. So I know it's a landmark case. A lot of people, I'm told, I was watching the internet. There's some people who are jubilating, so are very happy, while others are sad. But however it is the ruling of the Supreme Court, and people may not like the ruling of the Supreme Court. Some people who are probably political, political antagonists. So, Madam Scott will want to say, yeah, Madam Scott should be in jail, But other people who believe in the rule of law will say, no, but the Supreme Court has spoken. So, up to the time I was still making contacts, while I was not on the radio then. I was making contacts, and there were the formalities that would lead to the release of Madam Scott and her family members. They went back to the Memorial Central Prison. They had to fill in all of the formalities and do all the needful, and then she will be released. But what you know and what you should know is that Madam Scott and her family will be released today. They will not sleep in the Memorial Central Prison tonight. That one is for sure, because the Supreme Court. And you know what I know about Liberia, except for few cases that involve the presidency. But once those cases are ordinary cases and there is no hand behind those cases, the Supreme Court's ruling become mandatory. But sometimes when the case involves the office of the president, it's normally when the Supreme Court rules, the president will go back, do what he want to do, and the Supreme Court will not. Those things happen in every government. It's not unique to this government. It's not unique to the former government. It's unique to most of the government that have served the country. So Madam Scott has been free. Madam Scott and her family members have been set free. Now, what is very important, I want us to know, if Madam Scott and her family are not the people who murdered Charlotte Musu, then it is incumbent upon the justice system of the country through the justice ministry. Then it clearly tells us that the true killers of the late Charlotte Musu are out there merrymaking. So that means the justice ministry got a job to do. And that job is to go after the actual murderers of this young, enterprising young lady who have just received her clearance. Remember, if you were trying to uh, 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 have a flashback on this particular case, you get to know that Charlotte Musu was murdered the very day, or either the next day she was given her clearance to graduate from the university. So it's remarkable, it's historic. So said, then the true murderers are out there merrymaking. So the justice system must go after these people. So the true murderers are out there enjoying themselves. So if those people who might have murdered Shana Musu are wandering about and moving freely, they should not be moving freely. They must be brought to book. Because the court has said no evidence has been adduced enough to link Madam Scott and her family to the murder of Shana Musu. So again, it behooves me to say the real murderers, the true murderers of this young enterprising lady, they are out there. And the justice system should not allow these people to go with impunity. They cannot go with impunity. They can be moving about while the soul of this girl is grieving. They can't. So if the murderers are out there, the justice system must be able to go after them, bring them to book. Let them face the weight that Madam Scott faced for a crime that she did not commit. Let them face the weight. I don't know, whether the family will want to take issue up with the government. But in my mind, I think the family should let go and pressurize the government to find the true murderers. When the true murderers are found, they will pay for their actions. This guy would have been a president of the country if, you know, she had the blessing of God. She could be a representative. She could be a senator. She could be one of the leaders. She could be one of the minister in the country. Who knows? So all of these things are incumbent upon the government to find the true murderers of this enterprising lady who lost her life mysteriously. Good. I will propose on it tomorrow because I'll have more time. I'm hearing that a Ghanaian parliamentarian, a dubious deal that involved the Central Bank of Liberia and that of the banking system of Ghana, some 20 million US dollars, was surreptitiously uh, God, this country interesting. 20 million leave for Central Bank and go to Ghana just in split seconds in few days. And they say they were trying to get flight to bring it back and other things. So I'm going to get the details. I was reading on it, but I did not get the details. But it's all out there. It's in the public. It's on the news. I was reading the statement from the Ghana parliamentarian who raised the issue. Of course, is actually there. So yeah, we will look into that also. It's very important for us to look into that. But I don't know your views on the ruling of the Supreme Court, though. I don't know what you made of that. I'm also told that there should have been a ruling. Uh, there should have been a ruling into the gracious round versus the how do you call it? Uh, uh, the AS team was uh, so uh, my God. So there should have been a ruling into that case. And yet to see the ruling from the Supreme Court on that case between Gracious Rye and the assets recovery team that was set up by His Excellency President Joseph Newman Boakai. So we are yet to see that. Uh, the happening later, so we'll bring you that in our program on tomorrow. So we just wanted you to know these few things. I'm told that the formalities are ongoing for the release of Madam Scott from detention. She and her family members uh, will be released. So she has been released already. That's what I'm getting. She has been released already. So she will spend her first night home after all of the things that have happened over the years. She will spend her first night home after uh, many months in prison. Yeah. So the justice system has won, and least we forget the justice system has won. And those of you who have strong feelings about the justice system, that's why we always told you the law is blind. The law is not concerned about your feelings. It's concerned about evidence. The ruling is always based on evidence, and so it's evidence based. So Madam Scott has been released. Uh, yeah, so Madam Scott has been released. I don't want to go into uh, the how do you call it, the legal ramifications of the case. I don't know some of the legal arguments that was brought before the court. Okay, so the Central Bank of Liberia has released a statement. In that statement, they have confirmed the 20 million US dollars transfer to Ghana. They say it is a normal banking procedure. So they say this thing always happen. They can do it normally. Oh, I don't know, but I will read you the statement tomorrow. We got a lot to do tomorrow, right? Yeah. But today we don't have too much time. We just want to gauge your views on the ruling of the Supreme Court. The ruling on the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has today. So I know I have the very last thing to talk about. Uh, uh, I knew I had something to talk about. I knew it. Earlier today, some partisans of the Unity Party, I don't know whether they are actually partisans of the Unity Party or so, but they besieged the resident of the president, uh, saying that what they elected the president for, they are not seeing the president doing. So when we saw some of the groups, some of the people in the group that gathered, we noticed few things, and we're going to say them on the radio clearly. Most of the people who gather at the home of the president, yes, are United partisans, but they went under the instruction of former representative of District 17, Honorable Hassan Kenzulu. You know, this country is interesting. There are some people who cannot just go without government jobs. I don't know. These people, they just live on government, they leased on government. Their entire life is leased on government. They are parasitic. You know, they are a complete parasite on government. There are some people who they can just go without government job. So the president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai, has appointed Mr. Hassan Kazulu to the National Road Fund. And the National Road Fund uh, collects thousands of US dollars, thousands in taxes for road uses, you know. So that money is normally with the is between the road fund and the Ministry of Public Works. So the Ministry of Public Works is directly supervising that particular area. That's the National Road Fund. So the lady in question who is currently there is serving a tenure position. So Mr. Hassan Kazulu or Honorable Hassan Kazulu was appointed. So when to take office, the lady said she could not move. In fact, the lady has made demands that before she leave that position, there should be compensation. And I think what she's requesting for is very high. That is why the government hasn't given into it. So as I've been sitting for the last 6 months, 7 months, 8 months going, so he has decided to put his boys, put some men together. So they've gone to the home of the president, protesting on the banner of being legitimate United partisans who are disenchanted with the way things are going in the country. But again, this country, most of the guys that I saw there they are supporters of Representative Hassan Kazulu. I see all the guys that used to work in his office, all the guys are there. I see them when he was representative, the guys he used to move with, most of them were in the group that I saw protest. But yes, the president of the Republic of Liberia got the right to maintain who he wants to maintain on the job. I know he was named as the person to go to national road fund, but as I said, the lady is making demands. Probably the government is not ready to give into the demands she's making. So they want to ever tell you. No, it's difficult, it's hard, but these are things that happen on today. And I just wanted you to know so that you will not have mixed feelings about partisans that went to the city, to the president's house, the current president, Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai. So another thing, the president is also launching a program to get some kids out of the street, get them in school. He's launching that at the ministerial complex at the gender ministry. That is very laudable. We must tell the president thank you for this venture. When we see children being prioritized, it is something we must tell the president thank you. But we want to gauge your views now on the Care Humanitarian Foundation that we've spoken about, the um, case, landmark case that the Supreme Court has ruled into, freeing Global Mususkat and her three relatives that were accused of murdering Sarah Musu. And also today, a protest took place at the residence of the President, Ambassador Joseph Numa One. So we can open the phone lines. Those of you on the WhatsApp, of course, we told you we have another program coming up later on this evening at 5:25:30. That program will be on your radio. It's called The New Beginning. And, it's going to run, it normally run Wednesday, Fridays, and other days as well. Here is it. We can open the lines. And those of you on the social media, you can call us on the WhatsApp plus 231 198. Again, plus 231 886 681 198. That is the WhatsApp number. On the local lines, those of you in Liberia around the communities and you want to be a part of the program, call us up on our hotlines. We'll make the lines available for you. 0772 8958 0772 or 0886 393184. Let's take our first caller here on the line. Good afternoon.
I'm doing it.
Oh, thanks for joining us, Austin Woolen. Let's hear you.
That's good. That's good. This is Austin. I think you're calling it from Broadway and those events.
Let's hear you, my brother. The Supreme Court has ruled in the case.
Yeah, let me see what you can quickly.
Mhm.
You know, when the president does wrong, we'll talk in very school, we'll talk.
Mhm.
And I want to appreciate him for the initiative for taking children of the speech.
Mhm.
I want to support him that he should be a strong leader to go beyond it and not just talk it and other people want to play for the case because what he said, I believe, is for his heart. For people that will be the player who want to play for, want to do with it, and destroy our grandchildren, let the president respect has a strong minority toward this project. And the Moses case, as far as that we are concerned, my brother that is concerned, what I very quickly for we say the case, the intertwine the case on all folks will be that that will, as far as possible we are concerned, and as such, to the one that killed that child, there's no way, I said for me, that case, the matter goes up and down, the angels come down for heaven. It is Jesus cut beyond of brother and nobody else. So that's my view and
Okay.
my belief.
Thank you.
Even if we go to the international court justice in the court, I will say this. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. That's your view. But the Supreme Court has said she's not guilty. The Supreme Court has set her free, and she is a free woman, very, very free. So call us up. You can have your say as well. What do you make of the this person going off? What do you make of the ruling from the Supreme Court in the landmark case involving former Justice Gloria Musu and her family members? 0772 758958 is the orange number to call. 0772 758958 or 0886 are the two numbers being activated for you right here. Let's see your views on the ruling of the Supreme Court. What do you make of that? You know, the Supreme Court is the highest arbiter of decisions, so the Supreme Court has spoken. What do you see? Yeah, what do you say? Let's go to the line and talk to another person. This person slip off. 0772 758958. 0772 758958 or 0886 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program. Those of you on the WhatsApp, you can just check. Those of you on the internet, you can check our WhatsApp number that is seen on the screen. So let's go to the line, talk to this person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello.
I'm Sheikh Kumar calling from Matan.
Let's hear you, my dear brother.
Yeah, you are talking about people loving government job. Look at cannot leave the government job because if they have a government job is where they go to all the city, all the corrupt house, especially for the state house. You see the number of money that is spent here. So if you believe they can live on government job, everywhere is government job, government job. Like that is uh, concerning the unit today. Love you shout, wait for that people, and the phone are already come up. The phone is like, oh, they're already close. It's already vision. You can't get anything to do and to really go down and do it. And I was saying, I want to call the family. When you say the going full of it, but you say one deep, and go up two strong down, and I do the person in the going there. And there's some of my people there, and I do it there. So, but one thing going to go down, go up, and look for coffee, if I ain't and work with the family that and then you and some of those things you can go that all that
Okay.
as well.
Thank you for your view. Another person say, yes, I agree. Let the family let it go. Other people say, no, the family should continue to press the Ministry of Justice to find the true murderer of their daughter. Yeah, I mean, that's their right as well. And like I said, hey, Madam Scott and her family are not the ones who murdered Salah Musu as being said by the court. That means the real murderers are out there. So the Justice Ministry must go after the real murderers to bring them to book. 0772758958. Again, 0772758958 is the orange number, or the Lone Star number 0886 393184. The numbers activated for you to be a part of some of the issues that we have talked about right here on Care Radio 95.9 on the program Inside Liberia. Is a program meant to keep you abreast with happenings in our country. 0772 758958 or 0886 393184. Those of you in the United States and the parts of the world, and you are actually watching us via the social media, and you want to make your views heard as well, plus 231 886 681 198 is the WhatsApp line. You can call us up to be a part of the program. Locally, our local lines are 0772 758958, 0772 are the numbers you can call, and let's hear you on this matter. Where do you stand? Supreme Court has ruled Madam Scott has been set free along with her family members, that they are not the murderers of Shalamusu. So it is a landmark case, and of course, a lot of people was waiting for this ruling. I was just looking at some videos. The womb of Madam Scott is very, very jam-packed. A lot of people there jubilating. People are happy. People are beating drums, sassas, and they are happy. I mean, that is what they think they can do because the Supreme Court has ruled. You know, the Supreme Court is bittersweet. The Supreme Court can rule sometimes. The ruling cannot be sweet. You gotta just swallow it a bitter pill. Sometimes the Supreme Court rule, it can be so sweet and I'm very happy. It's good, But when the very people who are dancing today, uh, will they be able to take better pills on the Supreme Court rule in the case that they are following? And they are so much into that case, and the Supreme Court rule on the other side, they will not be happy. But that's the nature of human being. So what the Supreme Court has said, Madam Scott and her family members are not responsible for the death of Shadabu. Let's take more calls 0772 758958, 0772 758958, 0886 393184 are the numbers to call to be a part of the program. Inside Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9. Let's go to the line. Talk to this person. Good evening. Good evening. Let's hear you, my brother.
and contended for the before is always more our moment and it's good for us to find and it is fair you have but it's quicker or for the which is this quicker
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I'm hearing you.
Let me tell you, the first thing, go.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, he said he's very disappointed. Other people can say too they are happy. That's the beauty of democracy. Other people will be happy. Other people will be sad. But I just don't like the way people are taking the case like it is a CDC United Party case. No, this was a murder case of a young, enterprising young woman and very young, enterprising woman who could be president of this country was murdered in cold blood. And so it is not about Unity Party, it is not about CDC, it is about the rule of law. And the court has spoken. The court said the woman and her family did not kill the girl. There are no evidence to prove it. The way the court works, you that say somebody killed someone, that you the one the burden of proof is on. Like, for example, the burden of proof in this case was on the head of the government to prove that, yeah, the woman killed. Hmm? That you must show, and it should be very glaring evidence to show that, yes, she was found in the act, or she and her family members were found in the act. Those evidence, those piece of evidence should be adduced in court. Did that happen? I'm sure when they went to the Supreme Court, it did not happen. So the Supreme Court had no option. The option the Supreme Court had was to say the woman is not guilty. So if they were adduced evidence that were very, very important and that could shake up the country, that could help the verdict. That would have helped the Supreme Court render its verdict. But however, we can take a few more calls before we take a break to be back tomorrow. But the next program will be on your radio shortly. It's called The New Beginning. 0778, 0772, sorry, 758958 again, 0772 758958 or 0886 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program. Uh, yeah, you can call to be a part of the program inside Liberia. What do you make of the ruling from the Supreme Court? Yeah, what do you make of the ruling? Does it favor you? Is it fair? Is it something that you see? But again, it's not about fairness. It's about the rule of law. It's about the rule of law. Madam Scott is now speaking. Let's see whether we can bring you the voice of Madam Scott. She is now speaking live. Yeah. Let's see whether we can get you that voice. So yeah, we're gonna do it right here, right here. Uh, yeah, let's do it. Mhm. Okay. Sorry, network.
you down. That's what the Bible says. That's what he said. He said when you even in the don't be small minded and believe that it will be forever. You cannot forget that you will see that no today we say thanks to God. We say thank you to God. We say thank you to God. We say thank you to God. We say we trust you, Father. We trust you. We trust you. In a special way, thank you. The people all over the world. These people have been getting a global. People of all races praying for us. And God has answered the prayer. We say thank you. God has made us so that people brought us water to drink every day. Every day we have food to eat. Those who call themselves our servants of the prosperity, they begin our faith, very good faith, and the body. So we say to us, thank you. Because we are we don't know. God will bless them. God will bless their life now. For saying for believing in truth. We're not even going or bless them or prosper them in a special way, in a very special way. To the lawyers. The last time I saw this was I just for lawyer and you have to tell them no name of lawyer. They put them. They put them. Yeah, all the time. To say we don't believe. Are you? They were vindicated. They were vindicated by the governor of Liberia authorities. Who said he saw DNA upon it, but he threw it away. Were vindicated. Were vindicated by him. He proved our case. Yes, guys, he proved our case. He makes it DNA started. Those are the words they need to put back. Not yes,
Okay, so that is the voice of former Justice Madam Gloria Mususkat in uh, a very religious mood after the Supreme Court vindicated her, after the Supreme Court extricated her, set her free, from servitude. Oh, yeah. So it is it. You want to stay put for your calls? We can take a few more, and then we can say goodbye to you. 0772758958, 0772758958, 0886393184 are the numbers, of course. You can call. Let's talk quickly, and then we can say goodbye. We have to give ways to the other program, the new beginning, that will be on your radio shortly. But again, folks, our country is Liberia, and this is the country we cannot be deported from. Let's continue to keep the peace of our country. Let's continue to love Liberia. Let's continue to know that Liberia is just the country that we can not be deported from. In spite of our political diversities, let's put Liberia first. Liberia first, Liberia last. Until then, tomorrow, next on this radio, 5:30 is the program, The New Beginning, and will be produced right here. And so, yeah, tomorrow is another day. We have a lot of things to talk about tomorrow. We will deeper into, we'll read you the court's ruling into this case we just talked about. We will read you the central bank issue, and I will go through deeper into some of the issues happening in the country. We have some documents in our possession. We will display those documents tomorrow on the screen. We knew we didn't have enough time today on the radio, so we didn't want to give our producer hard time to get those documents, but we gave them to him, and those documents will be up printed tomorrow. We will start to discuss those documents. Until then, I love you. My name is Morris Desmond Brown, and George Quinn has been my uh, George Gray has been my producer, and of course, let's say goodbye to you. And tomorrow is another day. The crew gonna be here. Until then, I love you. Bye bye.